Japanese Whiskey Lockdown. I'm your host Kirara Sen, aka Pink Unicorn from Tokyo. As you know, Japan lifted the state of emergency and things are going back to normal a little by little. In my case, I still cannot perform in live audience, but some other types of my work restarted from June, and clients have sent me references or documents by email. And I noticed that PDFs make me sleepy. PDFs are boring. Yeah, I got too spoiled by Netflix and YouTube during lockdown. And the PowerPoint is terrible. PowerPoint slides without a presenter are hell. Universal Studios Japan opened its door on June 8th to annual ticket holders living in the Osaka Prefecture after being closed for about 3 months due to the coronavirus pandemic. And of course, they encourage the customers to be careful about their health and keep social distancing. For example, they just allow customers to do air high five and air hug. Like, yay! 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 Imagination. Or, pretty, so cute, kawaii, Then animals should be like, they're zombies. Let's say hello to zombies. And at the USJ, they need to keep social distancing at the haunted house. Wow, keep social distance from ghosts? It sounds very ideal. A couple of weeks back, I caught up with the brand ambassador for the House of Santry, James Bowker. We talked about his time in whiskey, learning about the Japanese bartending style at Bar High Five in Tokyo, including the evening he sampled 10 Karuizawa whiskeys in one evening. I was so jealous. Then he also showed us how to make an authentic Japanese whiskey highball. Now that we are getting deep into summer, I want to be reminded of how to make the cool and refreshing drink. Let's take a look. Okay, so James-san, can you show us how to make your highball cocktail?
Absolutely. So this is going to be a fairly simple whiskey highball, but I'm going to use ginger ale today instead of the more traditional Japanese soda water because it just gives it a little boost of flavour, and I think for those of us that are drinking at home, it's a really nice new style of drink to try. So to start off, you need a highball glass and you're going to fill it with as much ice as you can fit in there because actually, weirdly, it sounds counterintuitive, but the more ice you have, the less watery the drink becomes, the less dilution you end up having. So we start by adding our ice.
Wow, so many ices.
You really do want as much ice as you can physically squeeze into your glass. Next stage is, and again in Japan there's a real focus on kind of the way that we do things and doing things properly with a kind of, I guess, a sense of occasion. So we're going to stir the ice now in the glass. The idea here is to just chill the glass down as much as possible. And if you do this for a little bit longer, you'll notice there's a bit of water melted at the bottom of the glass. Just tip that out. I've not done a very long stir because I'm just demonstrating today. Now, Clara, which whiskey would you use from the Suntory portfolio? Which distillery? I'm not going to use any 12 or 18-year-olds, but which one would you choose?
Hibiki.
Hibiki.
Can you do?
I'm not going to use the expensive one. I've got the Hibiki Japanese Harmony here. So we're going to do a double measure of our whiskey.
Oh, I really want to drink it.
You feeling jealous now, Clara-san?
Oh yeah, it's kind of torture for me.
Well, you know, this is why people need to come to London so they can experience Japanese bar culture.
Oh.
So at this stage, we've got a nice glass full of our ice and our whiskey. And we're going to give it a little bit more of a stir and a little bit more ice. Again, following the Japanese traditional style.
Why did you call it traditional style, Japanese traditional style? You don't do it in UK?
Not when if we're making whiskey and soda in the UK, it's like fill it with ice as quickly as possible and then just quickly put it up against the wall where they've got the kind of pre-poured whiskey, splash of soda, done in 10 seconds. In Japan, it's a bit more of a process because it's about perfecting this drink. So the reason I stirred it then is to just bring the whiskey down in temperature. So it's the same temperature as our ginger ale, which has been in the fridge. And secondly, because it gives a bit more dilution, so it means it mixes much more easily because they're 43% Hibiki compared to the 0% ginger ale. So add more ice at this stage. So your glass needs to be all the way full. Excellent. And then we're going to add our ginger ale. Now, it'd be perfect if I had lovely posh Japanese ice, but unfortunately under lockdown, that's not a reality. But if I did, that'd be great. We're going to pour this over whilst trying, if possible, not to touch the ice and not to touch the side of the glass. Okay? Now, that's going to be very difficult with this sort of ice, but we're going to do our best anyway. There we are. And the key really is to see it fizz as little as possible. In goes your spoon again to mix it, and this time you're stirring very gently. And the best way for me is to put the spoon at the bottom and lift the ice from the bottom up like that. And that just causes it to nicely and gently mix. But you don't want to lose your fizz. You don't want to lose all those lovely bubbles. So then we have our drink pretty much ready to go. I like garnishing it with a bit of mint sometimes. Other times, like today, I'm going to use a little bit of lemon zest. Just going to squeeze that over the top. Oils spray out, looking very dramatic, and it gives it a really lovely little aroma. But mint is really nice as well. Anyway, that's me. That's my little highball for you. So kanpai.
Kanpai! Oh,
Sorry to be so rude on you, Clara. Can you imagine how lovely it would be right now in Tokyo to have?
Yeah, now I'm using my full imagination. Yeah, I'm super excited.
Because it must be really humid where you are right now in Tokyo.
Yeah, it's getting humid.
This is exactly why we have the highballs. It used to be in Japan, it was marketed as the beer that doesn't make you feel bloated. So you know, if you have a few beers and you start getting a bit rough around the edges, this is like the same experience without that horrible bloated feeling.
Amazing. Wow, thank you very, very much.
P.S. As you know, the interview was done remote, so I couldn't drink the ginger highball. Actually, as I clicked to leave the room on Zoom, I rushed into a convenience store to get ginger ale. But the convenience stores didn't have ginger ale. I went to another supermarket 2 bus stops away. And that was good! こんにちは。I'm Miss Miyagi-kyo. Miyagi-kyo is an expert of the way of Japanese whiskey for hammered people. You should have got so hammered that you missed the last train came home wearing someone else's shoes, or took a wrong spouse home. So today, Miyagi-Kyo will show you a Japanese traditional way to keep your sanity. It's very easy technique. If you cannot master it, Miyagi-Kyo shall punish you! Tonight, we have a special guest from UK. She is a singer-songwriter from London, and her new album, Real Romantic, is beautiful but very different to her first two, with notes of soul and jazz throughout. She has performed all over the world, from the UK to America. Please welcome Eliza! Wow, thank you very much for joining.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So when was your first stage in your life?
Well, actually, I was in Les Miserables when I was 8 years old, in the West End in London. So I got my taste for like being audienced on stage then, and the thrill of it. And I think that's what made me addicted to the idea of performing and being able to share your voice and feel the energy back and forth from the audience.
Wow, that's great. So music was very natural, and music was all the time close to you
Since you were a kid.
Yeah. Recently you've changed your music style. So what leads you to this move?
I think for me it was about leaving behind what anyone else thought and just connecting with what I needed to do alone, or with the people that I trusted to help me find my own vision. Yeah, I think it was just about growing and becoming more into myself and what I wanted to do with my own heart and my own ideas.
So where can we find out more about you?
Well, I'm on the social media as Eliza Lovechild.
Amazing, thanks. And yeah, we really want to hear your music, and actually you played music for us, right?
Yes, I did a performance for you guys last night, so yeah, I'm sure you can play it on your show.
Wow, thank you. So guys, just enjoy it.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, I'm Eliza, and I'm going to perform a couple songs for you for Colours. This one is called Live It. Don't wanna hear that I'm right. Somebody tell me I'm wrong. If I say what's on my mind, you'll feel I hope it's wrong. It's all going down now, baby. So tell me around now, baby. So if the world's gonna end, why don't you come knock my door? We'll both be needing a friend. We can't forget, oh yeah. We can turn the drama into
simple and easy. Just write one Japanese whiskey name. It takes 30 seconds. Wax on, wax off, wax on, wax, wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax on. Hibiki. This is Shodo. And if you can write it with chopsticks, you can accomplish anything.
Gentlemen, tonight's special guest is very unique and talented artist. She specializes in manga art and has an abundance of characters and drawings on her Instagram. Please welcome Freaky!
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks you.
Your drawings are so animated and intricate. Could you tell us what processes you use to create these characters?
I imagine myself acting with another character, already existing, and with the fusion of this character, I create my original characters. But it depends on the story.
That's so creative. You also will get the ideas from your real life events or experience too?
I want to create something totally fantasy, the common sense. So if I use the reality, it's just to represent what's wrong in this reality and to transform that in a very positive way. Very also positive vibes about my characters with very big eyes, very big mouth. A very fresh look where you can see it, and this character makes me happy. So positivity is always with me somehow. So I also want to include a message, not only a drawing, but the drawing needs to represent something, not just the character.
If someone wanted to start drawing in the manga style, do you have any advice?
People mustn't be hasty, because be quick is totally wrong. Something I can recommend is to keep watching, inspiring by many things like art books, manga. Also see many videos, the background of the same artists, and mostly also copy their works, because copying can help you to develop your style. So I created my style thanks to the constant copying of their drawings, and that's the only way you can improve. Just go on. Never surrender, never give up, and everyone can do it.
I just found you drawing characters while we are talking, and that's amazing.
I try to draw yourself.
Oh yeah?
Yes, I try to draw your person.
Oh my god! Wow!
I hope it's okay, because it's a very rough sketch.
Oh! Wow! Oh my god, I'm so jealous. She's much prettier than me. But thank you so much. Wow!
It's because you're pretty.
it's me. Actually, the facial expression is just like me. I know. And thank you very much for that animated me. Arigato. Can you tell us about your social media activity?
Yeah, Freaky Draws and Freaky Studio for my originals.
Thank you very much for joining tonight.
Thanks to you. Have a good day.
Guys, thank you very much for tuning in to Japanese Whiskey Lockdown. I believe you enjoyed it. Don't forget like this video, subscribe this YouTube channel, and subscribe my YouTube channel, Kirara Comedy. Well, in Japan, June and July are the peak time of plum trees bearing fruits, and a lot of families make their own umeshu, plum wine, at home. And my heavy drinking roommate is also making plum wine every year like this. Yeah, this is real one. I just brought it from her. See, it's gonna be very juicy and tasty plum wine. 1 year later. 1 year later! Oh, it's so heavy. 1 year later! You know, a problem about good alcohol is that they always demand us patience. You know, we've already waited for 20 years to start drinking alcohol. I'm a very impatient person, so I gotta go to convenience store to get some plum wine from now, then drink it with seeing this bottle. By the way, the mix of Japanese whiskey and plum wine also tastes really good. So if you haven't tried it, I really recommend you to try it once if you like sweet alcohol too. As long as I tried, my favorite one was Komagatake and the plum wine mix. That was really smooth, and yes, Komagatake's smoky taste and plum wine's sweetness made really good harmony. Yeah, so if you haven't tried plum wine and whiskey together, just try it once. As I said, even in Tokyo, a lot of plum trees bear fruits right now, and I noticed that my body also bears fruits in addition to these 2 watermelons. Another watermelon in my belly. So, I gotta go exercise from now. After drinking whiskey,